Hey everyone, I just want to make a video explaining how rate management works, how I would like it to work. So here you have your rate management. Not everything here is 100% needed by every user. Obviously, we want a more light solution. So let's begin with the rate sheet. Okay, so you have a rate sheet. You have this advanced tab, and you can see in the hour section, and you could fill this out with any numbers you want in a progressive order. So basically, from 0 to the first hour could be your price minimum. So if you're doing an airport transfer of 7 miles, let's say, but you need to bake into that price a minimum, right? It could be put here in the hours. You could do the same thing in miles. So you have your hours, your miles, right, and your days. If you go to miles, look, progressive from 0 to 150 miles, and then it's progressive, right? It's increasing and then actually tapering down, right? So you don't overshoot the price. Days, your first day rate will always be 2 days, right? The vehicle, there's a lot of reasons why you need to retain 2 days. This is a lot of the charter bus industry. Not everything will apply to the livery black car thing, but it's good to have this and modify this. But this is the meat and potatoes of entering prices onto a rate sheet. And if you go back to the hours, basically after 24 hours it's zero. Okay, right. Legs. So understanding this, um, basically the origin of the vehicle is important. If that vehicle is going to take a long time to get to a pickup location, right, you need to account for that some way. So the way we like to do it is including 30 minutes and including 30 miles to the point of origin, which means that the point of origin is this hub here, which is the starting location, and you'll see that later. And we'll go into now explaining the how this rate sheet with the legs is incorporated into regions. So if you have a Google My Maps, right, what you do is you draw a polygon or just importing this geographic, data, right? So you have this here, and there's a couple of things you could do with this, but this is just a map, right? But you're saying that if there's anything outside of this map, I don't service that area. That's one thing. And you're saying that in this area, we can apply a rate sheet to this area. So you have different rate sheets for different areas and also different vehicle classes for different areas. And then I'll show you how this works. Let me go back here to the vehicle categories. So here's your different vehicle categories. As you see, here's your general information. Here's your rate sheet, right? Whatever sheet I apply to this vehicle would mean that it gets picked up. That means I have that vehicle class in that area. If there's, for example, if it was Ohio and you don't see an Ohio rate sheet, you wouldn't be able to get that vehicle. And that's a way of, uh, doing your inventory correctly. Okay. So that was quick. I'll explain it more. Now I just want to talk about things that influence a price. Here you have price adjustments. If you hit additional price adjustments, you're able to grab something here, like your market. You could, add or subtract a percentage to blah, blah, blah. So let me just show you how this works, right? Go to selection factors. Okay. So let's say this peak day here. Okay. If I say it's a peak day, right? Whatever that means to me, that's just a label. I'm able to pick from this drop down, right, text that means something. Okay, right? So if it's the day of the week is equal to, let's say, Saturday, I want to increase my rates because I think inventory is going to drop. We could also, we also, that's a basic price adjustment based on text. There's other things involved with price adjustments that we spoke about in the meeting. So that's that. So now I want to take this selection factor and I'm going to apply it to the vehicle. Here's the price adjustment, and I'm going to say additional price adjustment. It's going to say peak day. I'm going to add 10% to, we have all these options here, to the trip total. Keep it simple. Okay, all right, fine. So now you have that portion of the rate management. Okay, you have a rate sheet that you develop. That rate sheet then has a hub which mires it to a location, a vehicle category that then gets that rate sheet with location attached to it, which gives you differentiation between what you're offering in terms of vehicle class and prices throughout different locations. Okay. Then we will just see what this looks like from a workflow. Let me just go here. I developed this lead form. So you have a one-way and a round trip. I'll do a round trip. It's a little bit more complicated. Choose the number of passengers. Choose your event type, right? Now you have a date. And you have a time that you want to get picked up. Let's do 8 a.m. Oh. This is where the AI would kind of like, do this in a natural language way. Let's say we're going to go to Six Flags. Jackson. Okay, now we could add additional stops. We could get more into this this sheet. Excuse me, not a sheet. This onboarding step and fields. So we're going to be returning the next day. Obviously, we have local service. Check this box if you need an as-directed transportation. This influences pricing. So this means this would get all grouped together. If this was unchecked, it would break this into two transfers, basically. Okay. Request pricing. Oh, I need a pickup time. Now it knows basically I'm returning at a certain time. Okay, request pricing. Right. I have to do the 55. That's the one I have set up with the rate sheets. And I just put in my information. All right. Get an automated little email here. This is because I'm logged into Limo Anywhere. You get this automated email. This is from Stripo. I could make things in Stripo and bring them. Okay. All right. So now I want to go back and I want to show you what this lead will look like in the dashboard. So this is my unclaimed lead, and this is how it comes in. I could assign it to any type of rep. It comes in like this: 425 Park Avenue, going to Six Flags, leaving at Six Flags, and then coming, dropping off. Fine. Let's assign a rep here. Save changes, proceed to generate new quote. I have to change my phone number here because I have this in the system already. Okay, now you see how it's coming from the hub, going to the origin, hub to origin, and then origin to Six Flags back, and then back to origin, and how in our legs we have that inclusion of 30 minutes and 30 miles. So we're kind of like giving the price here. And now we have this miles price and an hourly price. okay? We could also edit the price here, right? And this will show, like I can make an adjustment here. This will also break down how this price was detected. And then if there was a selection factor on that price, right, you would see that selection factor would override the pricing here, right? And we could talk about it, okay? So this is just some of the features. Then I would have a quote and preview email. This is a very high res photo. That's why it takes forever to load. This is what you send out to the customer. And then the customer has to do a booking flow, right? So I just basically got the quote as a customer. The customer would see this. This needs work, obviously, but it shows their trip. It shows their total. Next. Basically an acceptance sign. Next. And they're able to put in their credit card and some text to explain to them, what the situation is, and then purchase order. That's so I don't have to put in a credit card. I hit next, and then this would make a live reservation. Okay. Now let me just show another. Let me just go and show another advancement I made here, an improvement on their auto affiliate where it does bidding, and basically the trip gets shot out to all of the vendors that we have in a polygon region, right? So you would assign vendors and their vehicle class of each vendor. You would have that, and then they basically would open up a link, right? If they opened up the link, they would be able to send out a price. Now, I'm assuming this step would be good to go. This RFQing step would be great to just go into Grid. They have some sort of farmhouse software that they're using with Fast Track, and that helps dispatching. This also would go in house. We could discuss the dispatching, but that's pretty much how that works, right? I'm trying to keep the video short. But that's pretty much how it works. If you have any questions, please reach out. Also, a great example of a good intake form would be Charter Up, right? They do a very good job with their intake form. So that is pretty much it. I think that pretty much covers it. So basically, you have the flow of customer intake, right? That has to get backed up with the back end and the pricing matrix. Then you have the customer booking flow, right? And then there needs to be some sort of editing, and there needs to be some sort of merchant services. The editing has to live within the system. There's automated emails that go out. Let me just see something real quick. Okay, here's your email templates that you could load in, right? Let me just, I loaded these email templates, and then let me just go back. Let me go here, settings, and then booking code configuration. Oh, touchpoint rules. Okay, I want to send out an email, right? So 5-day follow-up. So I want to, have a name, trigger it X amount of hours after a quote email was sent, and then here's all the variables of that quote to show in that email to actually build the email so it's linked to the system, right? And then that's how you automate the emails, right? Because they're linked into the system itself. And that's where, the AI could talk deeply with the reservation data to then understand what's going on and make some sort of changes within time parameters to assist in the sale, to assist in the dispatching, to assist in rebooking a reservation. It also needs to be smart enough that if those changes are influencing price by increasing the price, It can't just automatically make a change. It also has to notify all parties. So that's an AI stretch, right? And then the other stretch would be the inventory discussion selection factor. So, you know, that's the beginning of this up to like 13 minutes is pretty much the core of everything. And after that, we could just discuss more. Hope this helps. Thank you.